right now and grab some emergency food kits, at least one for each member of your family. These kits give you a wide variety of delicious meals that average over 2,000 calories per day. Everything stays fresh for up to 25 years in storage. Order your kits now by going to mypatriotsupply.com. Your order will ship fast and arrive discreetly in unmarked boxes. Listen, this is something you need to jump on now, before the next news headline stuns the world. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. mypatriotsupply.com.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not people. Bamboo HR is simple description, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/soft. This is a limited offer, only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/soft. That's bamboohr.com/soft.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
And let's go here.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine. It's another day that the Lord has made. And it's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be on top of the ground. And the ground's not on top of you. Good morning. It is time for our daily bread. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. Our daily bread today is simply entitled Wisdom and Understanding. And Proverbs 2:6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding." That is Proverbs 2:6. Govern yourselves accordingly. Something that'll change your perspective, I'll give you a new one. Either way it goes, it's good for the soul. Good morning to you. Again, it is July the 5th, 2022 AD. It is a day like all the others that has never been. And it is a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you ought to do today. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do this day, July the 5th, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done. And if you have lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and much, much mercy thrown in and grace, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, while you can, reach back and help somebody else along the way. While you can, for as long as you can, until you can. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live life, you shall always be successful Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. Come to think about it, we all do. But failure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And whatever you do, never give up, because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they don't quit. Keep moving forward. Put one foot in front of the other. Keep on moving. Don't you ever give up. Don't you ever quit, because quitters don't win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, they never give up. So when the mountain is too high, when it's too deep, and when it's too wide, ask for some help and go through the mountain. And no matter what happens, remember this: no matter how many clouds there are in life, the sun is still there. Good morning to you. Wisdom and understanding. That is our daily bread for this day, July the 5th, 2022. We'll be back. Time to rise and shine.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Amy Boucher-Pye, and I called today's article Wisdom and Understanding. In 1373, when Julian of Norwich was 30 years old, she became ill and nearly died. When her minister prayed with her, she experienced a number of visions in which she considered Jesus' crucifixion. After miraculously recovering her health, she spent the next 20 years living in solitude in a side room of the church, praying over and thinking through the experience. She concluded that love was his meaning, that is, that Christ's sacrifice is the supreme manifestation of God's love. Julian's revelations are famous, but what people often overlook is the time and effort she spent prayerfully working out what God revealed to her. In those 2 decades, she sought to discern what this experience of his presence meant as she asked him for his wisdom and help. As he did with Julian, God graciously reveals himself to his people, such as through the words of the Bible, through his still small voice, through a refrain of a hymn, or even just an awareness of his presence. When this happens, we can seek his wisdom and help. This wisdom is what King Solomon instructed his son to pursue in Proverbs 2, saying he should turn his ear to wisdom and apply his heart to understanding. Then he would find the knowledge of God.
Good morning, everybody.
God promises to give us discernment and understanding. As we grow in a deeper knowledge of his character and ways, we can honor and understand him more. The passage from Scripture for today's Our Daily Bread reading is from Proverbs 2, verses 1 through 11. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless, for he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Let's pray together. Gracious God, thank you for revealing yourself to us in so many different ways. Help us to grow in wisdom that we might discern your work in our life. We thank you, Lord, and we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you for listening. Today's encouragement has been provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay, it's time to get up. You know what time it is. It's a Tuesday morning. Let's go. Get it going, get it moving. Gotta be rough and tough. Airborne. Every day we run to the sun.
No sweat.
Oh, not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Oh, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Do it
Here we go,
all the way.
all the way.
Gotta be
Gotta be
rough and tough.
rough and tough. Airborne all the way. When I was young, I always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, needs a breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way airborne, all the way driving on.
Time to rise and shine, troops.
Airborne,
It's a great day to be alive. In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light,
lead with the chilling glow.
all the way airborne, all the way driving on. All the way airborne, all the way driving on. Here we go,
All the way.
all the way.
Gotta be tough.
Rough and tough, airborne, all the way. Now somebody tell the sergeant major and the first sergeant and the CO and the mayor, get out here. It's time to go running this morning. Stop slacking. No slacking. It's Tuesday. Let's do it. Run some more. Run some more. When your left foot strikes the ground. Well, I can hear that clapping sound. Oh yeah, and I'm airborne all the way, airing up every day. Hollywood, looking good. All right, dynamite, everybody. I'm running every time. In the middle, just right, and right, rock steady, rough and ready. 80 deuce, here we come. 80 deuce, airborne, meaning me, rough and tough. Hey you, how you feel? Feeling good, all right, dynamite, out of sight, feeling good, motivated, dedicated, gonna be airborne, airborne. Woo. Okay. Woo. I gotta stop taking them days off. I'll be slacking this morning. And now we pay homage to all the young men and women who have secured what we celebrated yesterday. The only people we have to worry about now is the folks inside the United States. Well, I'd say that's enough to worry about. Good morning to you, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine. We pay homage to all of our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and don't forget the Space Force. Also, Montgomery Police Department, Montgomery Fire Department, Montgomery Medics, Montgomery Ambulance Services, ALEA, Alabama National Guard, and did I miss anybody? Oh yeah, and everybody else that goes in when everybody else is running the other way. Oh, wait a minute. Hey. Can't forget Montgomery Sanitation Department. They're working way before I am this morning. All right? Good morning to you guys. Give me a toot on the old horn as you go along. And to my good truck drivers, and let's give them some props too. Let's give the truck drivers some props too, because those guys hit that road every morning. And all you four-wheelers keep getting in the way. But that's what makes America great, isn't it? Good morning to you. United States Navy. And last but certainly not least, my alma mater, the United States Army, Airborne. Oh, you think that's the end of it? I don't think so. Okay, now that's the end of it. Good morning, everybody. We do have a what else? We got a special audio presentation. You know, it's not Monday, but it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like Monday. Okay, so we're gonna deal with this. No. I'm gonna take a break. We'll come back to our special presentation, and then we'll talk at you guys whatever is on your mind this morning.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Lowe's.
Over there, over here, we will hit the dusty trail and the race
rewards to help level up your business. Program subject to terms and conditions, valid through 12/31/22. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms, subject to change.
Another day, another chance of scattered afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. Coverage once again will be around 50%, a little above normal for early July, but not everyone sees the wet weather. If you do,
and the ruling go rolling along.
A lot of lightning as well, highs around 94. For tonight, we dry out down into the mid-70s and mid and upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with lower rain chances around 20 to 30%. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sabry for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. We've got an accident reported on 85 southbound at Ann Street. It's on the bridge there over Ann Street, so please use caution. It's off to the right side of the road. There are two vehicles. It's going to cause some backup, so watch for this. 85 south just passed for right at Ann Street. Also, 1300 block of Coliseum Boulevard. There's an accident there with injury. No money down and your good credit gets you any vehicle on the lot at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Cars, trucks, SUVs, it's all at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guarantee. 239-9510.
Trouble in paradise appears to be brewing just before the Apex Legends Global Series 2022 Championship. 40 teams are expected to compete in this event starting on July 7th in Raleigh, North Carolina. It turns out teams haven't been able to practice due to unreliable servers, and several players are having visa complications. If developer Respawn doesn't find a solution, the largest Apex Legends tournament of all time could be in jeopardy.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
It's
property manager just took an extended vacation. He needs a replacement before this becomes a cruel summer.
You wanted the lakefront for the 17th. How did this get booked already?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
DQ presents the sound of a summer double play. It's the sound of drumstick pieces and peanuts combined with world famous soft serve to make two all-star treats. The drumstick with peanuts blizzard and new caramel drumstick with peanuts blizzard. Grab one today or get it delivered at DQ.com. Official treat of MLB. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Let me tell you about Mama's. Mama's Produce in Prattville at Prattville Farm Center on Highway 31. Now open with fresh produce straight off the farm. Chilton County peaches, corn, tomatoes, squash, and more. You'll find it all at Mama's Produce. Open Monday through Saturday at Prattville Farm Center. And did I mention Mama's Produce has those sweet Chilton County peaches? Mama's Produce, Highway 31 at Prattville Farm Center.
Knock him out, John.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/soft. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/soft. That's bamboohr.com/soft.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, "Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
This is the Sean Hannity Show. Join me every afternoon at 2 right here on News Radio 1440.
I'll always shake my window. Sweet seducing sighs. Get me out into the night. For once won't hold me tonight.
Anyway, good morning to you. I'm feeling pretty good. Although my side hurt me all weekend almost. I was in pain, but I dealt with it. I handled it like a soldier should. Although I'm an old soldier now. Anyway, good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine if you can. And then again, thank God for being on top of the ground, rather than the ground being on top of you. Anyway, okay, next up, it's Lisa Nichols. And this is a really interesting thing and motivates you. You know, you don't ever give up. Sometimes hitting bottom is a great place to begin again. And that's what this story is all about. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom before you realize that maybe, just maybe, we have to do something just a little bit differently. We'll be back.
Inglewood, living off Arborvitae. I'm on government assistance, and I run out of money, and I had to buy Pampers for Jelani. And I had $11.42 in the bank. And I remember wrapping my son in a towel for 2 days. You know, someone said, because when I tell the story, I always get teary-eyed. And someone said, do you fabricate the tears because you've told the story so much? No, I'm a mama. Every time I tell the story, I feel it again. I remember the second day, like you said, I had my hand on Jelani's stomach, and I said, don't worry, baby. Mommy will never be this broke or broken again. And that day, what shifted for me was I was willing, and I don't know if this is going to sound crazy, I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that. I knew it wasn't working for me any longer. I had hit my version of rock bottom. So I was willing to let go of everything and everybody. See, another reason why people won't get there is because the doorway is for you to fit through. You're trying to carry everybody else through because you're trying to be Rescue 911. And you got to rescue you first. I am much more valuable to my family and to my community because I was willing to let them go through the door myself, teach myself, learn myself, condition myself, and then come back and get them. I'm much more valuable to them now. But I had to go through a window time of 10 years of judgment. You leaving us, hanging out with white people all the time. You going to these crazy countries. We don't know what I had to be willing to allow my conviction to make me inconvenienced. See, we want to grow, but we want to stay liked by everybody. I was willing to be my own rescue at the risk of your approval. But most of us aren't like that. Facebook is an example. We want to be liked. Well, I woke up and I like myself today, so your like is extra. My job is to like me first. I was willing to say every day, Lisa, you like you? Lisa, are you proud of you? Lisa, are you playing full out? Every day before I checked in with anybody else. That's lonely, by the way. Why won't most people do it? Because it's scary and it's lonely. So what did I do? I was willing to find people who had what I didn't have, who were living lives that I wasn't living, who believed things that I didn't know about, and I was willing to become their student. I got up every day and I ate a slice of humble pie. See, when you get to this level, even me 10 years ago, you can get caught up by reading your own fine print. See, whenever I hear people reading my bio, and before I came on, you read my bio, I'm in the back going, yeah, because I don't want to ever think I arrived. That bio is old. You should be interested in my future. Oh, that's my bio. What's my future? Oh, what are you doing? Who am I becoming for 2020? And we get caught up in our bios. We get caught up in our status. I never allowed that to stop me from going and sitting at the hem of someone and saying, what do you know about wealth? See, because there's 3 forms to money. There's 3 relationships to money. We learn how to earn it, we learn how to keep it, and we learn how to grow it. Well, I learned how to earn it because my theme song was, I'm a hustler, baby, and I want you to know, everybody with me, it ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. So I was singing that song. They know, right? I was singing that song when I was working out of my closet as my office. I was in a walk-in closet where you really couldn't walk in, you stepped in and turned, right? and the clothes rack, you know how you have the hanger rack, I had pant hangers in the closet, and I had manila folders clipping on the pant hangers. Those are my client files. And I would sit there and I put $2.99 mirrors that you get from CVS. I put them all around my closet walls so that I could make my office look bigger. I worked out of that closet office for 4 years, singing that song. And I ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. I knew that. I knew how to make money. I didn't know how to keep it, because ain't nobody had none in my family. So keeping wasn't an issue. Growing was never an issue. So I went to people who knew how to make it, keep it, grow it. I went to people who was about serving others to the highest level. See, I make a lot of money because I serve more people. See, all your success is on the other side of service. People trying to make money, if it begins and ends with money, it's going to be a short-lived victory. But if it's about transforming lives, then the wind keeps going and going and growing and growing. So I went to people that knew what I didn't know. And I killed my ego every day, murdered my she-go every day. Because I got a big she-go. I mean, come on, right? Every day, Tom. And I got hungry and I learned. I went to the same training 42 times. Yes, I said 42. Some folk will stop and say, oh, I've been there already. I learned that already. No, I wasn't there. I wanted to be able to finish their sentences. I want to know what you know. I want to walk like you, talk like you, and then I want to embed me in it. But success leaves clues. We're just not picking them up. I was the only African-American person at this conference. I was one of 2 women at this conference. Within the last 29 sessions, I led the conference. But I was willing to be the student first. So that's what I did, number 1. And number 2, I looked at every toxic behavior in my life. Everyone. You see me go behind my own black curtain. People don't want to tell on yourself. You're trying to protect. You're trying to do 4 things. You're trying to protect, prove, hide, and defend. If you wake up every day and say, I have nothing to protect, I have nothing to prove, I have nothing to hide, I have nothing to defend. Now, who do I choose to be? Because your energy is consumed with protecting, proving, hiding, and defending. But if you let go of that, then now you're in creation. Every day I told myself that. Every day I got in the mirror and I said 3 sentences. And I gave each sentence 7 different endings. And at times I was crying so hard I couldn't understand myself because the ending, the sentence was so difficult to say. Every day I looked in the mirror and said, Lisa, I'm proud of you. And I found 7 different things to celebrate Lisa for. Because we are under-celebrated. Because you want someone to celebrate you more than you celebrate yourself. You want to hear thank you from others more than you're thanking yourself. You want to hear other people say, I love you more than you saying I love yourself. You are teaching the world. I said this on Oprah. When I said this on Oprah, she said, oh my God, I believe the exact same thing. So I knew I had one thing right. The world is looking at you and following your example of how to treat you. How to treat you. They're following your example of how to treat you. So how you treat you, the world's going to follow your lead. So I had to start treating Lisa better because I was everything for everybody but nothing for myself. And so every day I got in the mirror and I completed 3 sentences. Lisa, I'm proud of you for. Second thing, Lisa, I forgive you for. That one took me down daily because I'd had a son with a man who was now in prison, my biggest nightmare, my greatest nightmare. I had been in a relationship that turned mentally and then physically abusive when my son was 3 years old. I made money but lost it. I was on government assistance. I was on welfare. I was on WIC, Women, Infant, and Children. I got a lot of forgiveness that I had to do. But I was willing to forgive myself every day. And every day I said the same thing for like 6 months until it got easier. And then one day I went, Lisa, I forgive you for it. And that thing didn't come up anymore. I was like, ooh, okay, on to the next. 7 different endings. And the last thing I did every day, last sentence, is Lisa, I commit to you that. Because we make bigger commitments to other people. If I commit to y'all something, ride or die, you can bet your last dime that I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up. You're going to get 2 dimes. But I would make commitments for me, for myself, and I wouldn't do it. I.e. my weight. So I started every day celebrating Lisa, forgiving Lisa, and making a commitment to Lisa. And then I was willing to invest money in me. I was willing to invest money in me. Literally. I worked at LA Unified School District. And I knew I couldn't stay there because they needed a degree. I didn't have a degree. They didn't seem happy. I wanted to be happy. So I would have my son at daycare during the day. I'd work 9 hours. I'd pick him up from daycare, take him back to my office. I take a 30-minute break from 6 o'clock to 6:30 to go get them. I start working from 6:30 until midnight every day at my office on me every day. Put my son on a little, primary color blanket, something to occupy him. Give him toys that I took the batteries out of so he'd be confused for a little while, trying to figure out why they're not working. I'm serious. And I did it every day. I stopped going out to dinner. I stopped going out dancing. I stopped getting my nails done, stopped getting my hair done. And every 2 weeks when Ella Unified paid me, I wrote a check to my dream. And I wrote in the memo line, funding my dream. And I would mail the check to the bank, Wells Fargo. And I mailed a check to myself every 2 weeks for 3.5 years. My family thought I was smoking on drugs. Like, she ain't going out. She eating beanies and weenies all week. We think she on drugs, but she's not getting any smaller, so maybe not. And I went to the bank after 3.5 years. This is the story you're talking about. I walked in the bank. I said, I'm just gonna check and see where that account is, because I wouldn't open the statements, because my mother used to say when I was growing up, girl, this money burning my pocket. And I'm like, I think money hot, and it goes. Thank you so much, and it goes away fast. So I'm not gonna open a statement because I don't want to know how much money I have, because I didn't have a healthy relationship to money. I didn't even know a relationship with money. So while I'm at these trainings, they just kept saying save. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save. I didn't need the money that I was writing checks for, because it was the money I used on my nails and my hair. And then every check I wrote to myself, I made a challenge with myself that it had to be 5% more than the next check. Wow. Than the previous check. So I didn't really know how to calculate the 5%. So I'm like, well, I'll just add $30. I'll just add $60. I really didn't know anything about it. Then I went out and got a second job. And I started working in the evenings, less on my business and more out on jobs, so I can write a bigger check. So I learned how to live on $31,000. That's all I was living on, $31,000. We can make it. We got it. I sold my Altima. I had at the time. I bought an old Ford Explorer. I just skinny down. I moved out of my 3-bedroom house. I moved in with a roommate. She smoked even, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put towels under the base of the door. Y'all, you gotta be inconvenienced. I put towels on the base of the door so the smoke would come in the room with me and my son. We slept side by side in the same bed. Went from a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, 2-story, to a roommate, because I was willing to write a check to fund my dream. And I kept writing, funding my dream, funding my dream, funding my dream. And I walked into Wells Fargo 3.5 years later, and I gave her my name. I said, hi, my name is Lisa Nichols. She's like, you the funding my dream lady. I was like, yeah. So all these tellers came running around. The manager came around, because I guess everybody had processed a check or two. Right. And they were like, we all been wondering, like, everybody wants to know, what's the dream you funded? And I was like, I don't know, but it's gonna cost some money. I think I got a little money now to fund the dream. And so I said, I just came to get my balance and to see where it is, because I haven't opened any of the statements. They're like, what? I said, no, I haven't opened any of the statements because money burns my mama's pocket, so it might burn my pocket. So I don't want to spend it. So she wrote the balance down. They write the balance down, and she turned it and passed it to me. And I looked at it and I said, no, ma'am, my name is Lisa Shante Nichols. This is my social security number. I don't even want that money because y'all gonna want it back, and I don't want to get in trouble. So can you just give me my account? Because I didn't know anyone in my family that had $5,000 in their account, $10,000 in their account. So when you write down that I have $62,500 in my account, that's not mine. And so they all teared up, like everybody started crying. They're like, no, it's yours. I looked down at my son, Jelani, who was 5 years old now, and I said, Jelani, I think life is going to change for you and mommy. My son said, Mommy, can we finally go to McDonald's? Because I've been making them homemade Big Macs for a while. I was like, Mama can make you a better Big Mac than Ronald McDonald. So, because I was willing to inconvenience my entire life. My entire life. I was willing to disrupt my entire life to buy my future, to buy my possibility, to give my dream a chance. See, we're not supposed to tuck our dreams in on the pillow when we get up in the morning. We're not supposed to leave them at home. and go and fulfill somebody else's dream. We're not supposed to do that. That's not what we're wired to do. That's not who we are. Your human spirit doesn't care about the economy. The human spirit doesn't care that my son's father went to prison. The human spirit doesn't care what's happened to your family. The human spirit doesn't care about the past. You may have been molested, or your family may have been broke, or you may have been betrayed, or you may have a divorce. Your human spirit doesn't care about any of that. Your human spirit simply says, what's our command for tomorrow? What do you want to create? It's not keeping score. Your brain is keeping score, because your brain is designed to keep you safe. Your soul, your intuition, your human spirit is designed to make you soar. And when you get to the edge of that stage, I want to get up right now. Can I get up right now?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Think how much I'll do for tickets? No? Come on now.
When you get to the edge, your brain will always tell you to step back. It's always going to tell you to step back, because you can fall. Always. It's going to tell you to step back. Because before you fell, the last time you did this, you saw someone else fail. You could hurt. You could be off work. It's going to tell you. It's designed to keep you safe. So you have to be willing to play between your brain and your soul. And on some days, you got to just listen to your soul. And you got to say, I'm going to leap. I'm going to get to the edge. Most people are at the edge, and you're sitting at the edge, and you're watching everyone else fly. That's Pimp My Ride, Watch My Crib, all this stuff. You know, watching people's lives on Facebook. You're at the edge, watching someone else live, wondering what it's going to be like when you jump without ever jumping. And I'm just here to tell you, jump. Because only three things can happen. You're either going to jump and fly, or you're going to jump and fall on something soft, or you're going to fall down hard. Either way, you're going to get back up. You already know you got what it takes to get back up. Your greatest fear is not that you will fall. Your greatest fear is that you will live a full life and never fly. That you never leap. You're not afraid of dying. You're afraid of dying before the world sees who you really are. Before they really get your fingerprint. Before they really feel your breath. Before they really get your contribution. Before they really feel you. That's what you don't want to happen. You don't want to leave this place without us knowing you were here. All I'm doing is giving my dream a chance. And I'm not extraordinary. You don't get off the hook. You don't get to be let off the hook. I'm an ordinary woman who chooses every day to make one more extraordinary decision.
You're a grinder. Yeah, right? Like fucking.
Well, if that doesn't motivate you to do something different in your life, I can't think of anything does. She's an ordinary woman who decides each and every day to make an extraordinary decision. It's kind of like William Halsey said, who was a fleet admiral in the Second World War, when Guadalcanal was about to go down. The Japanese had already written a order of surrender for the United States in Guadalcanal. They had already had the statements ready. They had the maps ready where the United States soldiers would stand and how they would act, and all that kind of thing, because they thought they had won. They thought they had won. And William Halsey, who's admiral at the time, said there are absolutely no extraordinary people. There are ordinary people that when they are called upon will do extraordinary things. And I think that's what Lisa Nichols was saying. She's an ordinary person, So what we've got to decide in our lives sometimes is whether or not we want to jump. Whether or not we get to the edge and we quit because of fear, or we jump. It's kind of like a paratrooper getting into an airplane. You say you wanted to get up there. You said you wanted to do it. Well, this is what doing it's all about. You can't get to the door of the aircraft and say, I don't think I want to do this. And then if you somehow bag out of the jump, you'll always wonder what it would feel like. Well, I'm here to tell you, you'll never know what it feels like, no matter what it is, until you do it. You'll never know. And all the excuses in the whole wide world won't ever make up for what you won't do. I'm just trying to tell you, it won't do it. You gotta do what you have to do. So anyway, what a great story of her. She was down to $2, $11 in the bank. Now I think she's pretty close to a millionaire now. She had $11 in the bank, and the child she had no diapers. She had to put a towel on her son. Her old man was in prison, but too many of us end up these days. But it really was a good thing. I love that story, that one, and the other one about It's a Great Day to Be Alive, and the other one about Dr. Rick Rigsby, wisdom of a third grade dropout. Excuse me. It just, to me, we listen. If we listen to these things and extract out of these lessons that I try to play on Mondays and Fridays, today will be Tuesday, you get something out of it. But you know what? She did say something in this thing that got me. She said, we will make a promise to someone else, and no matter what it costs us, we will keep that promise. But she said, we won't make promises to ourselves and keep that promise. No, we won't. And that is that is profound. I mean, we're willing to support other people's dreams. Well, what we've got to learn as individuals is that we've got to learn to support our own dreams. And that means she put a little, she wasn't making much money, but she put money in the bank every month, little here, little there. And in 3 years, she had 62 grand in the bank. I need to take a lesson from that. I do. Anyway, funding her dream. What's your dream? What is it, man? And you're never too old to have one. You're really never too old. The problem is you got to think about it. Okay, and it's not failure. It is not, like Benjamin Elijah said, it is not failing to reach a goal that is failure. So the failure is having no goal to reach. Good morning, G. Montgomery. It's time to get it together. What's your goal? What is it that you want to be? Young, old, or indifferent? Fund your dream. And that means a little money, a little time, and a whole lot of sweat. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine, Montgomery. We'll be back.
I touch her shoulder.
News update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A violent 4th of July weekend in the capital city.
What else is new?
Saturday, there have been 8 shootings and a stabbing in Montgomery. On Sunday, there were 4 shootings, 2 of those fatal. And on Saturday, there were 3 shootings plus 1 stabbing. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is among the first in the country to use the Supreme Court's ruling on abortion for a different court case. Marshall has filed an appeal asking the court to lift the blocking of an Alabama law that bans medical treatments for transgender youth. If the block is removed, the law would make providing gender-affirming medical care a felony. A massive demolition in Tuscaloosa using 500 pounds of dynamite. Julia Tutwiler Hall at the University of Alabama came crashing down. The new Tutwiler Hall will also be an all-women dorm and set to open in August. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 WLWI AM, the home of Sean Hannity. Also on 95.1 HD3F.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Wendy Gillette in New York. Those who live in Highland Park, Illinois, have a little relief after a day of terror. Police arrested a person of interest who was spotted in his car following a mass shooting at a 4th of July parade. Chief Lou Jogman.
That subject did flee. A brief pursuit went on. Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped.
CBS News correspondent Chris Van Cleve spoke to a witness to the shooting.
Miles Zaremski was just arriving at the parade when the shooter opened fire.
And then it was a stampede of people
Running away.
running away. It was frightening to see. And it's like being in a war zone. And then I started seeing blood on the ground.
2 Philadelphia police officers were rushed to the hospital after they were shot at the city's fireworks celebration. Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw.
The good news is that both officers have since been treated and released.
More protests near Cleveland following the police shooting of an unarmed black man. Correspondent Elise Preston is in Akron.
Tension, outrage, and sorrow filled the streets in Akron, where hundreds of protesters demonstrated for a 4th consecutive day, demanding justice in the police shooting death of 25-year-old Jalen Walker.
Today, we're going to the power structure.
Activist Raymond Green Jr. led the march toward the mayor's house with a list of demands.
That could have been my son or one of my daughters. Jalen Walker is us. Jalen Walker is me.
The mayor declared a state of emergency.
A federal judge rules in favor of 3 U.S. drug companies, deciding they did not cause the opioid crisis in a West Virginia county.
A federal judge has ruled in favor of 3 major U.S. drug distributors in a $2.5 billion lawsuit. They were accused of causing an opioid crisis in Cabell County, West Virginia, and the college town of Huntington. Lawyer Rusty Webb represents the city and county.
Naturally, we're extremely disappointed for the city of Huntington, who's had to undergo so much devastation.
The judge ruled the city and county did not prove their case. Jim Crisilla, CBS News.
Finland and Sweden are one step closer to becoming members of NATO after members signed off on accession protocols. The country on a fast track for membership after Russia invaded Ukraine. Finland's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Pekka Haavisto.
The membership of both Finland and Sweden will not only contribute to our own security, but to the collective security of the alliance.
Sydney, Australia is dealing with heavy flooding, the 4th flood emergency in 16 months. 50,000 people are under evacuation orders. Futures are down. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right, and when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search result people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
An American cereal company loses a legal fight in the UK. CBS News correspondent Monica Ricks explains.
Kellogg's just lost a bid in Britain to block a new anti-obesity measure. It essentially bans the promotion of sugary cereals. But the breakfast food giant, which makes Apple Jacks, Frosted Flakes, and Rice Krispies, argues that this regulation doesn't take the added nutritional value of milk into account. The UK says milk doesn't change the fact that cereal is high in sugar. Kellogg's does not plan to appeal. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
A new report projects demand for natural gas will slow in the coming years. The International Energy Agency says the slowdown will come thanks to high prices and supply fears because of the war in Ukraine. Buyers are increasingly switching to coal, oil, or renewable energy. A report shows demand for gas will be less than half between 2021 and 2025 compared to the prior 5 years. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli.
And Jeff Baranka with Chappie's Deli.
What are you eating, Jeff?
Chappie's Deli sweet potato fries.
They're so good. People eat them all the time. Jeff, what are you humming?
Just thinking. You know how we get phone calls after I sing in the commercials?
But they aren't good phone calls.
Don't do this. Sweet potato fries. Dun, dun, dun. French fries never tasted so good.
Please, I'm begging.
I'd eat mine. Dun, dun, dun. Every day if I could.
Folks, come get your sweet potato fries with no singing at any Chappie's Deli. Ferry Hill, Pepper Tree, Baptist South, Prattville, and Auburn.
Hey, Bud, this is Coco.
And Captain from the Rustic Furniture Outlet at American Oak and Moore.
We have some great news. We're building a new warehouse.
Yes, but the bad news is we have over $1 million worth of inventory that we have to move. That's over 4,000 pieces.
So, Captain, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a huge warehouse sale. I would rather discount it and sell it than move it.
For the first time ever, we will be giving an additional discount on over 4,000 items in the Rustic Outlet.
Don't let it pass you by.
Come save big and help us.
Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Wolfboy Bed, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We'll take the time to show you how a mattress is made and what supports you and gives you comfort. Then let you make the decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop the Better Sleep Sale and get up to $400 off on Heritage Sleep's homegrown collection.
Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolfboy's Bedding next to American Oak and Moore.
Today on Hey Culligan, better water that cares. Jane's on the line.
Hey Culligan, how can I avoid using all those plastic water bottles that harm the sea turtles?
Jane, our always-on drinking water system helps eliminate the equivalent of 15 billion single-use plastic bottles a year. So you see, Culligan cares about sea turtles too.
Aw, plastic pollutes and Culligan cures.
That's catchy, Jane, and totally true.
I'll take it, like now.
Jane, we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Hey, hear me at my new time right here on the same great station. It's all happening every afternoon at 2, right here on News Radio 1440.
Once in your life, someone turns your heart around, and next thing you know, you're closing down the town. Wake up the next morning, even though.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. Hope you had enjoyed the 4th of July. Hope you were safe, because, you know, it's, I'm wondering. Here's what I had the chief of police up here last week, and we were talking about, crime and the 21st century methodology to deal with crime. I don't think it's working. I don't think the 21st century methodology is working. I think we may need to go back to the 19th century methodology and with a phone book against somebody. I mean, it's crazy what goes on. I was looking at TikTok the other day. Somebody put something in and said, we don't have a race problem. We got a problem race. I mean, what's wrong? What's wrong? We can't have a decent holiday without, and I like to know, what is the cause of it? And is there anything that we could possibly do about it? And of course, this statement doesn't go to everybody. They're great people. Yesterday went out and had a great time celebrating the 4th of July. I mean, they had a celebration of the 4th of July up in Prattville. They don't have a problem. Why doesn't Prattville have a problem we have? I mean, why is that? You don't ever hear many things. I mean, every once in a while you hear something, because human beings will be human beings. You hear something in Millbrook every once in a while, or you'll hear something in Wetumpka every once in a while. But for the most part, most of the problems around here happen in our great city of Montgomery, Alabama. Now, and again, and I don't know exactly what the 21st century methodology is when it comes to crime and crime. I don't know. I haven't seen it work yet. I just haven't seen it work yet. Maybe we need to go back to old school, to old school methodology, and let the police do their job. And I mean, there's just something wrong. And is this really just a case of oh man, I forgot my thing. I got to do my lessons of life today. And we can get to that. Is this really just a case of boredom or people not understanding what civility is? But this what I will say one. I think some of our problems is because we make excuses for people. I really do. I think some of the problem is that we start off in school, we make excuses for them, and then for the rest of their lives, they have a convenient excuse. I'm sick. I got mental illness. Here's a question I ask people, and then we'll get lessons of life, and we can talk about this later on. Why is it every time somebody does something heinous, a crime, we say they got mental issues? Okay, and some of them maybe do. Some of them may do. But why is it that all the mental issues make you do bad things and you do nothing good? How come I didn't hear where he gave all his money away because he got a mental issue? Oh, he overpaid child support because he got a mental issue. Okay, he helped his mom because he had mental issues. We never hear that. He went out and got 2 jobs because he got mental issues. We don't hear that. All we hear is when these people do bad things. So our mental issues only make you do bad things. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I mean, the guy sitting on the corner giving $2 away because he got mental issues. He give him $2 to everybody to go by. He give him $2 to every car that stops at the red light. Okay, because he's got mental issues. I don't know. Anyway, first of all, let's go to lesson. First of all, let me take a little bit about our sponsor of our show, which is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. And also, they got online inventory. You can go to jllanetruckandauto.com. All their cars have been cleaned and cleared of all known issues. They have passed a rigorous inspection process. And if you're ready to ride, go to 208 Gun Road, or you can call Steve or anybody else, 272-4313. 272-4313. Let me get that one more time. 272-4313. But the most important thing about what the Lane Corporation does, what JL Lane Truck and Auto does, is that they allow you to buy there and pay there. So if your credit a little bit jacked up, hey, we all have dropped the ball somewhere in our lives. Okay, we just need a chance to get back up and ride again. Well, that's what JL Lane Truck and Auto will give you the opportunity to do. Nobody wants to talk to you. They see you coming. They say they put a closed sign out. Not them. JL Lane Truck and Auto opens the door for you and gives you an opportunity to get back up and ride again. Okay, you'll sit down, Mr. Lane or Steve, and you'll give them your story. They'll listen to you. Okay, pay here, buy here. They are the people that determines whether or not local folks who know what local issues are. They're the person who knows whether or not you can. They're gonna look you in the eye. You look them in the eye. Say, hey, I had a few hiccups along the way, but I'm getting it together now. You can trust me. Okay, you convince them of that, and you got to ride. Okay, you can ride. You can give up them heels for some wheels. Okay, again, that is JL Lane Truck and Auto. Go to the website, jllanetruckandauto.com, or you can look at the inventory that's on there now. I'm still trying to sell that Alexa. I haven't looked today, see if it's going yet. I'll see. 272-4313, 272-4313. That is JL Lane Truck and Auto. Now, let's see what the lessons of life today are. Okay, word of the day is apposite. Okay, apposite, which means it is used to describe what is very appropriate or what is suitable for an occasion or situation. Okay, it is a synonym of apt. Okay, I know you don't know that one. That's a tough one, so we'll get to that one tomorrow. And the lesson of life today, as most of us, if you live a little while, you will learn this. I've said this before. The strength you have does not come from being knocked down. It comes from getting back up every time you are. Okay, let me say it one more time. The strength you have does not come from being knocked down. It comes from getting up every time you are. Okay, keep getting up and you'll grow stronger. Keep getting up, you'll grow stronger. It is July the 5th. It is the 168th day of this year. It was on this day Elvis Presley's first commercial recording session took place at Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee. The song he recorded was "That's All Right." That's the one. 1811, Venezuela became the first South American country to declare independence from Spain. In 1865, the Secret Service Division of the U.S. Treasury Department was founded in Washington, D.C., with the mission of suppressing counterfeit currency. 1935, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt signed the National Labor Relations Act. 1946, the bikini created by Louis Reard was modeled by Micheline Bertandini, close to it, doing a poolside fashion show in Paris. In 1947, Larry Doby made his debut in the Cleveland Indians, becoming the first black player in the American League 3 months after Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in the National League in the game against Chicago White Sox at Comiskey Park. Doby pitch hitting for Brian Stevens, who struck out the first at bat during the 7th inning, and Chicago won 66-5. The year was 1971. President Nixon certified the 26th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which lowered the minimum voting age from 21 to 18. I don't know if that's good or not. Anyway, but I guess if you can fight for the country, you ought to be able to vote for it. 1975, Arthur Ashe became the first black man to win the Wimbledon singles title and defeated Jimmy Connors 6-1, 6-1, 5-7, and 6-4. 1977, Pakistan's army led by General Mohammad Zia-ul-Haq, or close to it, seized power from President, no sense me trying to kill this guy's name, he received power from the president. 1989, the Seinfeld Chronicles, the pilot of the situation comedy Seinfeld, aired on NBC TV. The year was 1991, a worldwide financial scandal erupted as regulators in 8 countries shut down the Bank of Credit and Commerce International. In 2011, a jury in Orlando, Florida, found Casey Anthony, 25, not guilty of murder, manslaughter, and child abuse in the 2008 disappearance, the death of her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. Move right along. The year was 2013. Pope Francis cleared 2 of the 20th century's most influential popes to become saints in the Roman Catholic Church. You know, I wouldn't mind having enough power to make somebody a saint. I'm just trying to tell you. 10 years ago, a bankruptcy judge ruled that General Motors Corporation could sell the bulk of its assets to a new company, clearing the way for the automaker to emerge from bankruptcy protections. Riots and street battles that killed nearly 200 people erupted in China's western Xinjiang province, or close to it, and the deadliest ethnic unrest that hit the region in decades. Roger Federer won his record 15th Grand Slam title when he outlasted Andy Roddick, 5-7, 7-6, 7-6, 3-6, 16-14, and a marathon match in his 6th Wimbledon championship. And then 5 years ago, Ukrainian troops forced pro-Russian insurgents out of Slavyansk, well, close to it anyway, a key stronghold in Ukraine's embattled east. Petra Kvitova, overwhelmed by Ernie Bouchard, 6-3, 6-0, in less than an hour to win Wimbledon for the 2nd time. And those are just some of the things that happened on this day in history. It is 7:19 in the morning. If you got to be there by 8 o'clock or by 7:30, you got 10 minutes by which to get there. Okay, 11 minutes. Police respond to 3 non-fatal shootings in Montgomery on Saturday. That is the Sunday out. Police responded to 3 non-fatal shootings in Montgomery on Saturday. No arrests have been made as early as Saturday evening, he said. The Montgomery Police Department responded to subject shot, called an 1800 block of Young Farm Road. Now, that's a pretty decent neighborhood over there. MPD and paramedics found a man who had sustained non-life-threatening gunshot wound. He was transported to a local hospital, of course. MPD responded to another report of shooting Saturday at 2:48 a.m. I don't know what you do. What you do at 2:48 a.m.? Police responded off the 400 block of Taylor Road. That's another great neighborhood over there. Located a juvenile male who had a non-life-threatening gunshot wound from shooting at another location. MPD said it was still determining the actual location of the shooting. A third shooting occurred early Saturday morning. MPD and paramedics reported to the 3100 block of Patrick Road, 1:51 p.m., where authorities located one juvenile male and one adult male who has sustained non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. MPD has not made any arrests in any of these cases and cannot provide additional information at this time. So I guess, I don't know. Boy, I tell you. You know, I'm almost beginning to feel like a Democrat here. What can we do about this? What, or is there nothing we can do about it? I don't think the chiefs or the mayors' 21st century methodology of policing is working. Okay, I don't know what the hell that means anyway, but it's not working. It's just not working. We might as well go back to old school. Run them down. We need to bring that truck back and put the black stuff on and hit the street. Just hit the street, roadblock, whatever it takes. Okay, and I'm against roadblock, but not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe we can find some of these young folk carrying these guns and just what is going on? What is going on? Anyway, so much for that. Just wondering what we do about it. We talk about it, we talk about it, we talk about it, and it looks like it's getting worse. And somebody needs to tell, DA, the DA, what's his name? Daryl, what's his name? It was the police chief, Daryl. I can't think of his last name again. Well, I know it started with an A. So, I just, maybe, and listen, I understand that we don't want to misuse, like the chief said, we want to be kind to the communities and tough on crime. And we all want that, because that's what I like. That's why I support them, because what a great thing to try to do. But sometimes you got to put a foot on somebody's head. I mean, okay, not literal. I mean, just be tough, not really a foot. Although maybe, but what can be done? Come on, I know somebody got an idea out there. What can we do? Roadblock. I think we start with roadblocks on the weekends. But I think we start where I hate the roadblocks. It reminds me of being in Germany, where the police would just stop a brother, and they got this thing where they flip it one time and it'll hit you in the head like 15 times. Now they have to do it again. So I don't want that. But we need something. I'm saying we need to start checking some of these young folks, really. And of course, now here comes next year the fools in the legislature, and the governor signed it. We're now starting next year, starting January. If you think it's rough now, what is it going to be like when every Tom, Dick, and Harry in Montgomery, Alabama, in Alabama will be able to carry a gun without the benefit of a license? I mean, we're catching hell now. Everybody that signed that law should be put out of office. Everybody. I'm all right with carrying concealed weapon if somebody knows you got it. At least that gives us a little bit, even if nobody but the sheriff office knows you got it. That gives us a little bit of something. But to every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the state of Alabama now can legally carry a gun as of January without the benefit of a license or benefit of anybody knowing he got it. Now, I understand the reason why you carry it concealed, because you don't want anybody to know you got it. I got you. I got you. But somebody should know that they are authorized to carry it. I mean, everybody. When is the next election? We need to put everybody on. And I'm a Second Amendment kind of guy. But I need to know. Now, I don't mind carrying open. At least if you carry it open, I know you got it. And I know to go to hell the other way. Okay, that's what I need to know. I need to know if I'm going into Walmart and you're going into Walmart too, and you got an open carry gun, I'm not going into Walmart. Okay, because I don't know at what point you're gonna become crazy, and I'm just leaving. Okay, so at least I know you got one. So you at least give me the choice of deciding what I want to do, is shopping that day or going to the PX. And that's a military base, and they can't carry guns inside the PX unless you, of course, are MP, which makes sense to me. Okay, and they make a living carrying guns. Okay, so I don't know, but nobody who signed that, and if I got one problem with the governor, she shouldn't have signed that. But it was politics. So we today, we put politics over the safety of our society. Politics over the safety of our society. You know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, another child got shot in his house, minding his own business, get shot dead in their home. Okay, so what do we do about it? Well, somebody says that it's a moral problem. I would agree. Well, how can you change a man's heart without the word of God? And I agree with you. But I believe in a lot of these communities, I'm going to tell you, you're not 2 blocks from a church. We got buku churches. We got plenty of places in the community where the word is supposed to be being spoken. We got plenty of places. I don't think people are listening. I just don't. You know, and this is why. And then you're taken from an environment where there is no discipline, no right, no wrong, and then you put them in public school where they say you can't talk about right and wrong. You know, you can't point out somebody's moral lapses like we all have. You know, so I mean, are we purposely trying to kill off our society? I mean, do the Democrats have such a hold? And I'm just going to say Democrats. Do the Democrats have such a hold on us until we are losing it? I mean, we really are. We're losing a grip on America. You know, but you know, Nikita Khrushchev once said, we will become a bunch of youthful idiots. Okay, and that's seemingly what we are going to become. 860-1440 is the number if you want to give us a call, whatever on your mind. If I said anything that maybe you disagree with, please call us and do. But what do we do about all this shooting? I mean, I think roadblocks are the only thing that, and if you got a little dope on you, sorry about that. But the roadblocks, I think, is at least an attempt to stop some of this carnage. And I fought Mayor Bright against this roadblock. I mean, so bad it was a shame. Matter of fact, I like to take credit for being able to get some of that stopped. Sorry, Bobby. We should. I blame. Now, the mayor probably won't like that. He probably won't like the rule because it has the appearance of being selective. Well, so be it. You know, if I want some chicken, I can't go to Burger King. Okay, I gotta go to Popeyes or Kentucky Fried Chicken or someplace like that. So why in the world should I have roadblocks in communities where they don't have the problem? No, I think we need it. I really do. Lord knows I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. Anyway, let's take one call. Then I can take my first break. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, friend.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
Well, I can say, this morning, I believe. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Long time ago, Kevin, I told Habakkuk. He said, I see all the corruption, crime, will. I see all that. And what I'm going to do about it, here's what I believe. I saw what God said. God said, I'm going to make them hear my word. What you all hear word. I will make them hear my word. And they may learn to fear me all the days that they should live. And they said, teach my children that. Kevin, I said, let me tell you what I can talk that. July. Long time ago, I was having 9 preachers in the Bible. His name is Hananiah. And God told Jeremiah, Hananiah, the prophet, I see him lying and telling my people what is wrong. I see that. And I'm going to get rid of him on the face of the earth. I'm going to get rid of it. And you tell him before a year and a half, he will die. And then I went and told him the top of that. As long as they had told me that, I was still on my knees and repent. I was still on my knees and repent. But how am I going to do that, Kevin? He said, well, to himself, well, I wait till October and September, then I will repent. But guess what, Kevin? He died in July, this month. He died in July. So what we should, what's going on over now, you should wait till tomorrow to repent, my friend, because you see what God is doing all around this world. The same time is now. So much for that. Have a good day, my friend.
All right, there, Mr. Ed. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. That's where the crime was. But that's where the crime was. But that's where the crime was. What? Wait a minute. I've been here since 90. I've been here 31 years. Well, I ain't talking about that. The world's changed since then. The world's changed since then. Yeah. Yeah. Well, now the major crime is not. Wait a minute now. The major crime does not happen in Wind Lake. It does not happen out there in Sturbridge. We all know basically where it happened. Well, sure we got crime all over, but the preponderance of that crime. And where are the and to be honest now, wait, let me say something. To be honest now, most of the crime that's being perpetrated in some of the other neighborhoods are from people from those neighborhoods. But they keep going over there. I didn't say it was all in West Montgomery. Okay. Right. And okay, all right. But because okay, well listen, all I do is wait a minute. I gotta take a break. We'll be back when we come back. We'll be back. All right, we'll be back.
Sleep alone and late at night I'm dreaming of the togetherness that seems to believe in. Oh no!
Fort sale. Stop in today and shop Tempur-Pedic to save $500 on Tempur-Breeze mattresses. Plus, you'll get a $300 instant gift good towards sleep accessories.
Another day, another chance of scattered afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. Coverage once again will be around 50%, a little above normal for early July, but not everyone sees the wet weather. If you do, the rain can come down heavily and there can be some gusty wind and a lot of lightning as well. Highs around 94. For tonight, we dry out down into the mid-70s. Mid and upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with lower rain chances around 20 to 30%.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Alabama River Parkway southbound at the North Boulevard. We've got an accident reported there. 1300 block of East Boulevard, Troy Highway, and Bell Road, and the 1300 block of East Boulevard with injuries. So please use caution. I think I mentioned that one twice, so be extra careful. And the 4500 block of Troy Highway, I believe that's going to be Troy Highway at Bell. At ReinhardtToyota.com, you can see and purchase vehicles that are on order and haven't arrived yet. Get the Toyota you want at ReinhardtToyota.com. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
How many miles have you driven past your scheduled auto service checkup? A few hundred or a few thousand? Call Chico's Auto Pros today to schedule a quick service at our Atlanta Highway location.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, and now you can hear me live every afternoon. It all starts at 2, and it's all happening right here on News Radio 1440.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/soft. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/soft. That's bamboohr.com/soft.
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we trimming the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinanced too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
I tend to second guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Here in the South, the summer heat can be brutal. The work on your property never ends. You need equipment that's fast, efficient, and versatile. That's exactly what you get with John Deere equipment from SunSouth. Like the easy-to-use John Deere 3025E tractor with loader starting at only $295 a month. So you'll beat the heat, plus you'll save time and money. For quality John Deere equipment, come see us at SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires July 30th, 2022.
Being here with Just Blinds in Prattville, your trusted source for all things quality and beauty when it comes to window treatments for your home. Well, no question, the summertime heat has arrived in full force. Let us at Just Blinds help you not only cool down your home and your outdoor living space, we'll also help you save money on those cooling bills. How do we do that? Easy. With the latest in energy-efficient shades and blinds, complete with a range of options for motorization and automation. Visit our Just Blinds showroom in Prattville or online at gojustblinds.com and stay cool, everyone.
Almost 3 million people use the Vibes to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthy.
I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the world's only nose cleaner that helps flush out airborne germs with powered suction. But what do doctors have to say about Navage? Here's Dr. Tonya Farmer, a board-certified ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Most airborne allergens and viruses through your nose. When that happens, it can cause congestion and irritation, and that just makes you feel miserable. You can get a cold, you can get flu, sinus infections, or even worse. Flushing your nose with a saline solution is the most effective way to flush all of those dangerous threats out of your nose. So now when patients come in my office, I tell them I highly recommend that you use Navage on a daily basis for overall good health and wellness.
And Navage is all natural and drug-free at Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hey folks, this is Major Delay. Not too long ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, few things are as important as the health of my
Everybody beautiful.
Without hesitation, I told my doctor,
Their
I'm
own
going to Dr. Brian
way.
Kelly with Greenville Foot Care. I went to his clinic on West Blunt behind Baptist East. The staff was friendly and professional. I was in and out in less than 30 minutes. And in that short span of time, with a few simple observations, Dr. Kelly shed light on two major issues I had had with my feet and ankles all my life. I was amazed. Not only was the checkup quick and easy, I felt comfortable and informed. He even recommended certain running shoes that better fit the structure of my feet. And your insurance even pays for annual visits to a podiatrist to better your health. No referral necessary for most insurance. Hey, walk, crawl, limp, roll, any way you can get there, but see Dr. Brian Kelly at Greenville Foot Care. Call for an appointment at 334-265-7585 or check out greenvillefootcare.com.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
It's Dan Bongino, every weekday from 2 till 5 p.m. right here on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
You know that I've been keeping all the letters that I've you.
And good morning. And again, don't forget, our show's been brought to you today in this hour by the J.L. Lane Truck and Auto Studios, which is right here where I'm sitting right now. So if you need a car, pick up that phone, 272-4313. Buy there, pay there. Don't worry about your credit. Sit down, have a talk with Miss Lane and Steve, and they will hook you up. Also, go to jllanetruckandauto.com, and you can look at the inventory live. Anyway, numbers are 860-1440 if you want to give us a call. You know, it seems to me, and I had a friend of mine who told me that, do you realize that during election seasons, most of the time, crime in certain communities goes down during the election season? When the election's over, statistically speaking, that the crime has a tendency to go back up. I guess for that little time, for that little space of time, they think people are paying attention to them. But for some reason, and he showed me the statistics, for some reason, during the election, crime has a tendency to go down. I don't know what that's all about. So how do we get people to think of themselves as important? How do we actually get people to, because here's what it seems to me. It seems to me that we are allowing our kids to think so little of themselves, until a lot of them really don't care. I mean, I heard 15, 16-year-olds say, well, I'm going to die anyway. I mean, when we get a generation of young folks that think that way, we have a serious problem. When are they going to find their dreams? Are we as grown-ups we're so busy telling them what they can't be, and then we forget to tell them what they can be. We make more excuses for our kids. Is there anything? Okay, here's the question. I don't know if there's any kids up right now, anybody listening to. I'd love to talk to them. Is there anything that has ever been accomplished by anybody that didn't take hard work and sacrifice? Is there any accomplishment that's ever been granted to anyone that hasn't taken sacrifice and hard work? Can somebody tell me one? Is there anybody driving a Lexus this morning that started out driving a Lexus? Okay. Is there anybody driving a Cadillac that started out their lives driving a Cadillac? Okay. Are there any magnet school kids who get all A's and B's, like my son got all A's and B's, that it didn't take hard work? So it seems to me that we are trying to escape the obvious. We make it, and I think what we are seeing, here's what I think we are seeing, and it started in the 90s. We started giving our kids excuses for failure, and that failure has continued and continued, and every time something doesn't go their way, it's somebody else's fault. And so now they're grown up now. Now, they used to get the crazy check because mama said she needed the money. So, son, you go to school, you act crazy, and you get that check. But now that you're out of the 12th grade, the check's gone. You've been messed up in the head. And so is there anybody out there that believes that everything is easy? Because that's what we're trying to tell our kids today. Everything's easy. And if it didn't happen, it was somebody else's fault. And I can see that permeating our communities now. You know, somebody once said, it ain't what you look at, it's what you see. Because you can look in the mirror and there's old me. But what do you see? You see a guy who's going to come later on and become something special. But we don't, again, it ain't what you look at, it's what you see. And I don't think we make so many excuses. And I know our public, listen, I think our public school system is probably, it is the safe of dreams. I believe it is. But if you do not tell people, it ain't what you look at, it's what you see. What do you see? And, you know, well, we see I got ADHD, I got ODD, go along with my IEP. So obviously, I'm not going to be very successful because I got all these problems already. I'm just telling you, I just think as grown-up, it has never been, it never will be the kid's fault. But I tell you what, my mama used to tell us something, and we didn't have the greatest relationship. But, you know, she did encourage us to be that which we wanted to be. Work your butt off. Work hard. And that is why, as a matter of fact, if you take all the successful schools in Montgomery, the ones that are successful, got good discipline, you know, it didn't come easy. So the next time I hear somebody say, well, the reason why this school is bad because they're from the community, I'm going to go to jail that day. I'm just knock them out. Because it's got nothing to do with where you are. It's seeing where you want to go. And because, let me tell you something, it's happening now. These kids, okay, I got here in 91. The kids who are in the middle school then, they're in their 30s now. They're in their 30s. 30s and under. And I guarantee you, if we did an analysis, I guarantee you, we'll see that the preponderance of the problem children today, probably the grown folk, or those 30 and over, 20 to 25, 20 to 30, they came up in the 90s. What do we do then? We made a lot of excuses for them. We made a lot of excuses for why they couldn't do the things they could do. And now you see what has been heaped upon us. Of course, I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a good observationist. Let's take our last break and I will be back.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Another day, another chance of scattered afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. Coverage once again will be around 50%, a little above normal for early July, but not everyone sees the wet weather. If you do, the rain can come down heavily and there can be some gusty wind and a lot of lightning as well. Highs around 94. For tonight, we dry out down into the mid 70s and mid and upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with lower rain chances around 20 to 30%. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sabry for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Alabama River Parkway southbound at the North Boulevard. We've got an accident there. 1300 block of East Boulevard, Troy Highway at Bell Road. The most recent accident reported by the authorities, plus finishing up one in Wetumpka, 231 southbound at East Charles Avenue. See Bruce Dean for a new home. It's easier than you think at Jayco Manufactured Homes on the Wetumpka Highway. Over 30 homes to choose from on the lot, plus new homes arriving weekly. Jayco Manufactured Homes on Wetumpka Highway. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/soft. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/soft. That's bamboohr.com/soft.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have jump-started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
The sun may be bearing down, but that doesn't mean that outside activities stop. And overdoing it in Alabama's extreme temperatures and high humidity can have serious consequences. When temperatures go up, so does the risk for heat illness. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke tend to be two of the most common forms of heat-related illnesses. Heat exhaustion is the milder form and can occur after exposure to high temperatures and lack of fluids, but it isn't something to be taken lightly. Heat exhaustion can easily progress into a more serious illness like heat stroke, which can damage the brain and other vital organs and even cause death. Heat stroke, sometimes called sunstroke, occurs when the body is unable to cool itself down. Protect yourself from heat-related illnesses by drinking plenty of water while outside, staying indoors during extreme heat, and eliminating strenuous activities during the hottest part of the day. This message brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and this station.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, so I got a texter that told me this morning. He started out his driving career in a brand new Cadillac. Well, I'm gonna tell that listener this morning, if you did, which I don't know if you did or not, that's what you say, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you did, you are the one in 10,000 people who did. Because most of us, poor folks, did not start our first car as a brand new car. Now I don't know. Now I would imagine there's some people who were born on the right side of the tracks, and their parents were able to do that. But I'm telling you that I'm willing to say 95% of the people, their first car was not a brand new car. Now if you happen to, your parents out there live out in Wind Lakes and you want to get the credit card thing put on and put it out, your father's Bill Gates or somebody like that. But what I have found is that most people that have money won't give their child a brand new car to begin with. It just don't happen to them. But every once in a while, you got some parents who want to spoil their child, and that's it, and that's their right to do that. But I don't know many people who got a brand new car. Matter of fact, is there anybody else out there this morning that your first car that you ever gotten, your very first car was a brand new car? Now, I imagine that, besides this guy, is there anybody else out there? 860-1440, or you can text me 241-9998. I'd let her have that conversation. I don't know anybody. They got a brand new, in 1975, I got my first car. It was a Duster, and I bought it in the daytime, and that nighttime, I finally figured out why the guy sold it to me so cheap. Windshield wipers didn't work. The lights didn't work. I don't know anybody that got their first car as a brand new car. But again, I imagine that there have been, but most of us did not get that. And the lesson in that is that you got to work for what you want. You just got to work for it. You got to get. Most of us don't get brand new Cadillac as our first car coming up. Let me see if I can get this car right quick. Come on, who's this?
Now, you don't buy a brand new car, but if you got a daughter that's going away to college, you want her to be, it's not reliable. So, Dad, if you got the money, you go ahead and buy a daughter a new car.
Okay, well, I wouldn't even do that. But again, but I'll just say, did you get a new car when your first car?
I said, boy, they get no new car.
Okay, well, so what? Well, if you got wealthy, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I buy my daughter a new car if she got to drive back and forth out of state or out of town to college every day.
Well, wait a minute. If you got that kind of money, she can stay on campus. Okay, well that's you. Okay, hey. All right. Well, we can continue. I gotta go to a break. You can come back. We can finish.
News update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A violent 4th of July weekend in the capital city. Since Saturday, there was and a stabbing in Montgomery. On Sunday, there were 4 shootings, 2 of those fatal. And on Saturday, there were 3 shootings plus 1 stabbing. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is among the first in the country to use the Supreme Court's ruling on abortion for a different court case. Marshall has filed an appeal asking the court to lift the blocking of an Alabama law that bans medical treatments for transgender youth. If the block is removed, the law would make providing gender-affirming medical care a felony. A massive demolition in Tuscaloosa using 500 pounds of dynamite. Julia Tutwiler Hall at the University of Alabama came crashing down. The new Tutwiler Hall will also be an all-women dorm that's set to open in August. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
WLWI AM is News Radio 1440. Also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Wendy Gillette in New York. A day of fun and happiness turned to terror in Highland Park, Illinois, when a man started shooting from a rooftop into a 4th of July parade. 6 people were killed and dozens hurt.
It just didn't register that somebody was committing a mass shooting in my city.
Mayor Nancy Rotering spoke to CBS Mornings. She says she's known the person of interest arrested in the case since he was a little boy, 21-year-old Robert Crema.
I was his Cub Scout pack leader. He was a little boy at the time. My heart breaks for everybody in this town.
Many recent mass shooting suspects have similarities, as CBS News correspondent Catherine Herridge reports.
From the May supermarket shooting in Buffalo, New York, to the elementary school attack in Uvalde, Texas, and now the person of interest in Highland Park, all are young men aged 21 or under. Speaking to CBS News on Sunday, the Homeland Security Secretary did warn that a growing number of issues divide Americans, and this, he said, adds to the already high threat environment.
There were more protests in Akron, Ohio, after videos were released that show the deadly police shooting of 25-year-old Jalen Walker. A medical examiner says he had 60 bullet wounds in his body. A state of emergency was in place overnight. CBS's Elise Preston is there.
The streets around the police department just reopened as downtown Akron's overnight curfew is now over, but the tension remains. The mayor is asking for patience when it comes to the underway investigation.
WNBA star Brittany Griner has written to President Biden as she remains jailed in Russia on drug charges. Her wife, Sherelle, spoke to CBS Mornings.
She truly is terrified that she may never see us again. And, I share those same sentiments.
Firefighters are battling a new fire east of Sacramento, California. KOVR TV's Dina Kupfer reports.
This is forcing evacuations in Amador and Calaveras County this morning near the town of McCallamy Hill. That fire has grown to about 1,000 acres and has not been contained at all at last check. This started near the North Fork of the McCallamy River and forced evacuations there. We know about 100 people were evacuated to a PG&E power plant along the river and then later had to be rescued. Right now, there are mandatory evacuations in Amador County.
A heat wave is on the way to the nation's midsection. Memphis doctor Mark Castelaw.
We need to, number one, take this very seriously. The heat that's coming this week, it's a real concern, especially to elderly people and people on certain medications, especially blood pressure medications.
This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
A lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Regions of Italy are facing their worst drought in 70 years.
Italy, which is facing an unusual early heat wave and lack of rain this summer, has declared a state of emergency in 5 regions in the north of the country. The government also announced emergency funds to deal with the worsening drought plaguing the Po Valley. The state of emergency provides extraordinary means and powers to help guarantee public safety and compensation for losses. Sabina Castelfranco, CBS News, Rome.
If you thought you heard the last about the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, think again. Heard's lawyers have filed post-trial motions asking a judge to throw out the more than $10 million verdict a jury awarded Depp in his defamation trial against her. They claim one of the jurors may not have been properly vetted by the court. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
When it's time to get a new vehicle, Larry Puckett Chevrolet is the best place to find your new Chevy or a great used car. New cars, SUVs, and trucks are being delivered daily, and Larry Puckett has their largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in over a year. Check them out online at LarryPuckett.com or visit them on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. And if you have an extra vehicle, bring it in for an instant cash offer. Whether you're selling or trading, your vehicle will never be worth more. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all of your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/soft. This is a limited offer, only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/soft. That's bamboohr.com/soft.
Hey folks, this is Tammy Burkhalter at Prattville Farm Center, and did you know there's all kind of dogs that we can feed?
Everybody had a brand new car back in the
sleep
day.
dog, hot dog, creek dog, swimming dog, hunting dog, shaggy dog, lap dog, window dog, riding dog, hiding dog, puppy dog, standing dog, hat dog, cozy dog, family dog, even a dancing dog man. So come see us at 1154 South Memorial Drive in Prattville, and we can even feature kitty cat too.
Hello, this is your Congressman Barry Moore. Do you need help with the VA, IRS, or Social Security? Navigating federal agencies can be tricky, and my office would love to help you out. Last year, we resolved over 800 cases and returned over $1 million to our constituents. Serving Alabama's 2nd Congressional District is my top priority, and we are ready to help you. Please visit my website at barrymore.house.gov or call my office at 334-478-6330.
This message was paid for by the official funds authorized by the U.S. House of Representatives.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fight.
On News Radio 1440.
I know. You know, I brought all this up, right? You know, I brought all this up. This shooting that took place in all the shootings here. Shootings took place and 6 people dead. I believe 5 or 6 people dead, about 16 injured. Another gun issue. I don't know. I don't know what to do about the guns. I know if you take everybody's gun away, the only people going to have guns are people who shouldn't have guns. You won't have a way to protect yourself. That's why I cannot stand buyback programs. But man, it's got it. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is, but I know next year is going to be even worse than it is this year in Alabama, because everybody's going to go buy themselves a gun. You know, I got one, but I don't never use it. I mean, I can use it. I don't use it. I bought it for protection only. That's it. Home protection. That was it. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. Hope this day finds you motivated and all that good stuff. And don't forget, do you feel low energy? Do you just don't seem to have what you used to have? You know, Beetle all gone. You're all messed up in the head. You don't know what happened to it. Well, you may have low T. That's low testosterone. That's right. That's a thing that goes in men's body. They get more of it than women because it makes a man a man. Well, yours may be getting low. It's kind of like the gas in the tank. You know, you're doing good while you're on full. And all of a sudden, you're running low on gas and the car starts sputtering and things. Well, listen, go to Men's Health. Now, here's the number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Okay, for $99, they can give you a low T check. See if you got low T, high T, sweet tea. They don't care which tea you got. They're gonna tell you what you got. Though. I'm just trying to tell you, and you might want to do that. And maybe if they can do something for you to help you, they will. But $99, it's the best $99 you've ever spent to change your life. Okay, remember when you were just a little younger, no one could top you or stop you. Well, do you want to feel that way again? Well, give those guys a call, 440-3663, and go over there and check with them, and they will check out your T, your PSA, your prostate, make sure everything is working well, okay? One call starts it all, okay? But you got to call them first. Men's Health, Montgomery Men's Health, 334-440-3663. And that $99 includes a PSA test also. I mean, we always talk about women's health, women's right to choose. Well, I'm telling you, you take a right to choose, and you go over there and choose to get this doggone PSA test and your testosterone test. $99 covers it all and change your life. Okay, stop looking like you're tired. Stop looking like the world's coming to an end for you. Okay, it may, but don't worry about it. Don't let it be because you're tired. Okay, I'm just saying. Good morning. Who's this? Morning.
Well, as Paul Harvey says, that's the rest of the story. You told us they were clapping over there at the center for you, but I heard they were clapping for different reasons. I overheard a conversation. Now, I wasn't there.
Yeah, right.
I was in proximity to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard when you came out the door over there after your chest,
yes,
you were beating your chest and you were saying, I'm a beast. So some guy comes running out the door, tries to grab your test results out of your hand, and said, that's my test results.
I gave me the wrong one.
You got the strap, and he tried to grab you by your throat.
Yeah.
And you got him down and got the test result back and said, look, your name's Kevin, my name's Kevin, but this one says Elephant.
Yeah.
Then everybody started clapping because they knew who the real beast was.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I tell you, yeah. Sometimes they make those mistakes, but they redid it for me, and we found out, I was still the man.
You were good to go for the fourth, man.
Yeah, I'm good to go for the fourth.
Hey, two worst things they ever did.
Yeah.
Do away with the draft and take religion out of schools. Take the 10 Commandments on the wall where you started in first grade, saying you shall not kill. And all these able-bodied males that are out here shooting, because what my mama told me early on, an idle mind is a devil's work.
Mm-hmm.
And all these idle males that are out here need to find something to do, need to be working, need to be in military service. And if they want to, shoot, they want to learn how to shoot safely and provide service for the country. But it's closing the door on all these drugs. I mean, it's idleness and drugs. And they're fighting over drug turf. They're fighting over women. They're fighting over whatever because they're idle.
Yeah.
And you got all these jobs out here, man, that they could be working. I mean, you go into businesses in the middle of the day and you see able-bodied males of all races walking around with some woman on, supporting them, and they ought to be either in military service or work.
Yeah, I don't know who changed our culture to the extent that we think that these things that are tried and true, these things that made men out of boys, who changed this and says, well, it doesn't work? Hell, it worked for a long time.
There's a white girl who lives down the street from me. They serve warrants over there. She's had her kids taken away from her. And she has a different male in there every time you turn around, staying for 2 or 3 weeks. And he's not working. And her mama, she's not working. Her mama's supporting both of them. And all he's doing is going out and buying drugs and bringing them back to the house. But these males ought to be in the service. And that ought to be, if you don't have gainful employment and you're between 18 and 35, we got a job for you.
Well, I just don't get it. I don't know how you can. I don't know how a man that wants to be a man. I mean, there are a lot of things we're not good at, but we're all good at finding something to do. I mean, we can find something to do. But if you don't have you're right. If you don't have a purpose, somebody once said the purpose of life is a life of purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, I mean, what are you good for?
I mean, look how many people that didn't have a purpose, didn't have a job skill, went into the military.
Thank you.
Gave them one.
Thank you.
Gave them one.
Hey, I raised my hand because I'd have been in jail. I was headed that way. So if it hadn't been for the Army, I don't know what I would have done. I was headed in the wrong direction real quick. So I don't know.
Every now and then, a big rooster can show a little rooster how to do that.
How to do things. Hey, appreciate it. All right, man.
In closing, my
Yeah.
first car
Okay, your first.
was 14 years old.
Okay.
It was 14 years old and had no air conditioning.
Okay, you and I must have bought the same duster because mine didn't have no air conditioning, no lights, and no windshield wipers. And it rained that night and it got cold. So we made it. We made it. Here's what I learned from that: what to look for next time I buy a car. Appreciate it. That's right. Although I got a caller that said that he said down in Montgomery, Alabama, just about everybody, a lot of people had new cars as their first car. I guess y'all better off down here than I was in Indiana. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Kevin. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Well, I didn't. I had a 1974 Vega, aluminum block engine, push button starter. The windshield wiper didn't work. The horn didn't work. And it rained outside. It rained on the inside of my car. So I was in pretty bad shape myself, man. In fact, the gears didn't even work. You could put the joke in, somebody could push it and keep rolling. I used to park it with bricks, keep the park with bricks. So I want to say all this, David, to answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a legitimate, concern. And there used to be a time from whom much is, that old saying, much is given, much is required.
Right.
But today, much is required from whom much was given. And that speaks to the generation that we're in today. I think our parenting skills have went awry one way or sometime or another. And I'm gonna tell you how. Because a lot of us as parents came up, poor and everything, what have you, we had a misconstrued notion that we were to give our children all that we didn't have, which I can understand, and I did the same. But we forgot to teach them responsibility in that it's not required for us to give you those things. We only did it because we're able to. Now, here's where you're going to have to earn your own way. And that's the problem. If you look at it, Kevin, the World War II generation was raised by the World War I generation. The World War II generation raised people like yourself and your last caller and a few others who were on there where, you were able to get out there and tough it out and you didn't have any issues with it. And fortunately, some of the World War II grandchildren, such as myself, were still in that grip. But sometime, some way or the other, after my generation and everything, and I'm 50 plus years old, we had children, and obviously there's some of our children who pretty much got messed up, i.e. drugs and everything else. There's no one way to actually describe it, but I can agree that some kind of way, one of the generations has dropped the ball due to parenting, poor parenting skills, and so forth. And so, that's pretty much where we are right now, and it's where we are.
Yeah.
And, and I don't get it. I don't understand it, and that's the problem. I'm speechless in a sense because, as you mentioned, they're shooting all over the place. For some reason, more people are shooting each other than not. I'll be the first to admit to you, Kevin, I love my people and everything, but, I think you had a caller that was talking about, which side of town the shootings or the murders are occurring. Kevin, the problem is I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about people going out there actually killing each other. And here in the city of Montgomery, there's more of us actually committing the crime. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Now, Kevin, I'm a strong believer in using common sense when it comes to these assault weapons. These assault weapons, when it hits you, the survival rate, your chances of surviving a bullet that's going to impact you like that is slim.
Right, but I got to tell you, a 22, you can use a 22 to assault somebody. So
it could dangle, but see, the thing about the assault weapon, it doesn't assault, it dismantles your body, it mangles you. Whatever it hits, it destroys the limbs, destroys.
Yeah.
You don't have a survival rate at all, Kevin.
Yeah, listen, I and I don't understand. I think AK-47s ought to be outlawed for civilian use. I don't get it. Yeah. Yeah.
fired simple with 16.
Yeah.
And we saw what it can do. And those weapons, those AK-47s, those assault weapons, can really do some damage.
They can.
Almost equivalent to a 50. You know, I shot a 50 cal.
Yeah.
M16 gunner. I was that M203 grenadier, grenade launcher. I've done that. Law, saws, you need them. I fired them all.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you, those AK-47 can do almost, you know, as much of the damage as those weapons can.
Yeah.
You know, and it's horrible. And I don't see how we can make a case for it, because if you can use the Second Amendment to make a case for the AK-47, you can use the Second Amendment to make a case for every man to own a house or cannon. You know, for those that are not military, a 155. You know, you can make the case for that too as well. Because during the Revolutionary War, they used those instruments, those cannons. You know, and they were, and when that law was written, these presidents and people that put these bills together own those devices. So can we say that every man should own a cannon or a bazooka or M16?
No, but the only problem I have, which is why I'm not all for taking people's weapons, because if you do start taking people's weapons, the only people going to have a weapon are the folks who shouldn't have one. So you know, I have several weapons. Yeah.
You know, and I keep them. I think it'd be a demolition of a manly duty to not have one to protect your home. I think the last thing anybody wants, especially here in the Dirty South, is to take away anybody's weapon. I'm talking about using common sense. Not having a weapon, Kevin, is like being out in 0-degree weather, butt naked. I mean, you know, it just don't make any sense.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, it doesn't make any sense, you know, to go out there with weapons that mangles and destroys meat. You can't hunt with it. You can't hunt with it. You know, if you go out there, whatever it is, you're going to destroy. You're not coming back from an AK-47 or M16 or M5 or M1. You know, you're not coming back from that. And the thing that the police or law enforcement have, and I used to be in that field, is that they're going to be outgunned. You know, I feel as though in Texas, I think those jokers were scared, and there's no excuse for that. But they were outgunned. So you had the scary chief just didn't want to go in there. You know.
Well, again, though, but now again, the police don't have a responsibility to protect you. So I don't know why. I don't know why the guy, you know, they got a right to want to go home too.
Let's be real about it. Why do people call the police when they're in trouble?
Because we don't know. We don't know. I'm just telling you what. Listen, I'm just telling you what the Supreme Court has ruled.
I mean, people go down every day and sign DV orders, you know, restraining orders.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you don't obey those restraining orders, police will come and pick you up.
Again, I'm only saying, well, the police are doing something that the Supreme Court said that they don't have to respond unless you are in custody. Then they said, then the police and law enforcement has a responsibility to protect you, but not in your home. I mean, that's what they said. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna let you go. I've been on long enough, but with this new Supreme Court order that just came down, everybody can own a weapon. It can be concealed or not concealed. Takes us back to the Wild Wild West.
Well, now that was in Alabama, right? But that was an Alabama issue, telling everybody they can walk around with a gun concealed. Well, I think the Supreme Court said that everybody has a right to protect themselves and to have a weapon to do so. Which I don't have a problem with that. But well, yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah. Well, hey, appreciate it. We'll see if that's what happens. Let's take a break. Let's hope not. But I do believe that we are going back in time here. And let's go outside. Let's go outside. You go outside. I ain't coming. You know? Let's take a break. 860-1440 is our number here. You want to give us a call? Love to talk about whatever on your mind. They do have a person of interest in what happened in Illinois. How many people was it? Let's see. 30 people, I believe, that was hurt. And let me see, let me read this again because I read it yesterday. Let me see now. Oh, yeah. 6 dead, 30 hurt in the shooting in New York. And this guy looks like something out of a Satan movie. We'll be back.
You buy Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Blindster. Need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. And right now, save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO at checkout. Blindster.com.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported recently here in the Tri-County area that would send you on an alternate route. Minor accident, Highway 14 eastbound at Good Hope in Elmore County, so watch out for that. Enjoy all your favorite movies at the AMC Festival Plaza Theater. Then eat at the Bubbly Hen, Montgomery's newest restaurant. It's all at Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Joe Biden not only inherited energy independence, America is a net exporter of energy. He put in all these draconian regulations because he said he was going to take us off fossil fuels and eliminate them. He's not eliminating them by begging the crown prince, who I've never liked, in a country that I've never trusted, that is duplicitous and has a human rights record that is as atrocious as the day is long. But this is where they're taking the country. They don't give a damn about $5 a gallon gasoline. They don't care about a 41-year high of inflation. They're telling us that there's nothing we can do. That is a lie. There's plenty that they can do. But it would take them literally being deprogrammed from their indoctrination into their climate alarmist religious cult. But they're not going to do that.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's bill, S-2992, would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. When liberals attack America's tech innovators, they're really attacking everyday Americans and Main Street businesses. American jobs, America's security, and the online privacy of the American people are all on the line. Why would Senate conservatives support this liberal agenda that threatens American innovation? We need to stop Pelosi, Schumer, Warren, and the rest of the D.C. liberals from taking away our technology and making China stronger at America's expense. Call the U.S. Senate today at 202-224-3121. Tell Senate Republicans to oppose S-2992. ProtectingTaxpayers.org, paid for and authorized by Taxpayers Protection Alliance.
The City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs is calling all creative minds. The department exists to engage, enlighten, and elevate a diverse, inclusive cultural arts community. They're committed to strengthening and showcasing organizational and individual cultural endeavors in our hometown. To advance this cause, they're seeking individual artists, artisans, advocacy groups, schools, and avid patrons of the arts. If this is you, visit montgomeryal.gov and click on the Cultural Affairs page to register to be part of Montgomery's creative community.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville. On behalf of the Myers family and our entire team here at Just Blinds, we want to sincerely thank you for selecting Just Blinds as the best, your #1 choice for blinds, shutters, and drapes in Central Alabama. Just Blinds has been delivering on our family's commitment to provide quality window treatments at affordable prices and to deliver the absolute best in customer service before, during, and after the sale for over 35 years. Please visit us online at gojustblinds.com.
For most of Alabama, ticks and mosquitoes are more abundant from late spring to early fall.
If you spend time outdoors or have pets that go outside, you need to be aware of the diseases they can carry to help protect yourself and your family. Prevention is key in safeguarding against tick and mosquito-borne diseases. For more information and tips on how to protect you and your family from these pests, visit our website at alabamapublichealth.gov. Again, visit our website at alabamapublichealth.gov.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, here's the latest news on what happened near Chicago. They did find the person that evidently did the shooting, and his name is he's a crazy as a jaybird, Robert E. Crimo III. He's also known as a rapper. It's a white kid, as a rapper called Awake. He also has uploaded a bunch of his I guess his musical manifestos. You know, I think we'll just outlaw rap music. Seriously, there's nothing good has come of it. It's a culture that is wreaked in death, you know, and destruction. I think that will help us start to heal some of this. Get rid of that. Now, of course, they can always make it underground, and then make it underground. It ought to be taken off the genre of music. It is, and if you say music does not affect you, you're crazy. Of course it does. But this guy, I mean, he looks like the devil incarnate. You know, he did an album this year called Brainwash, and it includes songs called Dead Again and I Am the Storm. And so I have to tell you, yes, he was a storm the other day. Certainly was. And he wreaked havoc on the lives of the people directly and those indirectly of hundreds of people. So I don't know. You know, rap music, it ought to be forbidden. Okay, because I don't see anything coming out of it worth jack. Nothing. I just don't see it. It'll be gone. Anyway, good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yes. Yes.
The police do not have to test it all up. You're just saying specifically that something simply happened. We never say the police don't have a duty to test it. So why do you keep it?
Because listen, I don't know what you read, but what I read, what I read said that the police have no responsibility to for your safety. Anyway, see you later. Now, whatever you read, I'm gonna leave that up to you. Okay, but I'm just telling you what I read is what I read. Okay, so I mean that's what they said, and I'll get it when I come back from the Supreme Court and see what they said. Because if they had a responsibility to protect you, then when you put out a call that thing where restraining order, and somebody still hurt you, then why shouldn't you have a right to sue the police department then if they were in fact had a responsibility to protect you? That's what the restraining order is all about. But they said they didn't. I'm sorry, and now I know it looks good on back of cars. You know, it looks good. We're here to protect you. It looks good, but I don't. Listen, I read, but I'll read it again one more time. My comprehension level was low that day. Okay, I'll read it one more time. Good morning. Yes. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Got a big 4th of July, huh?
It was like the 3rd and the 5th to me. I mean, it's another day.
Yeah, like me. Same thing. I just sit here listening to you. Got a lot of work to do today. I heard you say should outlaw rappers, but then you were speaking earlier about. I want to ask you, how Jump Street up, stop that guy from getting up on top of that building shooting those folks?
It probably couldn't. I didn't say the police.
Now, I listen to you.
Okay.
Now, give me my little 3 minutes there. Let's see, it would say, or something your caller would say. You had 8,000 shooting and stuff here happening in Montgomery. How does Jump Street up stop that?
I don't know if Jump Street could stop it, but we certainly need to do something.
No. What you were saying, I think Ann was trying to stay up concern to one of them twins. The point you were coming on and trying to drive home, then we need Jump Street. And I'm saying, how could Jump Street have stopped that young man from getting up on that building, shooting them people at that parade? Jump Street and nobody else. Nobody knew that man was going to do it for himself.
Right. You can't stop all crime, that's for sure. But had they done a what do you call it, a roadblock or something, they could have found the guy with the gun. I'm not. Jump Street is not the answer.
Listen, Kevin, you take this from an old man like me. When a person decides, and I think Chris always says, you can defend yourself against a power. He put it some kind of way at.
Yeah.
When guys make up their mind to do something, nobody can stop them but God himself. And he's not going to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do is to teach these kids, start at a very young age, which a lot of folks don't like to go back to where my ancestors and back in my day, they started on in Sunday school and church. Teaching us about God, His Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. And that's why a lot of people my age, when we was coming up, I know it's been a long time now, Dr. King would say, you what all this killing, when I was coming up, all these black folk wasn't killing and going to jail when I was coming up. Now, when I was born.
Well, now I remember coming up though, and they were still killing at some of the clubs. I mean, with knives, right? With knives, or wasn't with guns. Right.
But see, we talking about the killing now. These guys don't fight with their fists. And I used to fight with mine. And a couple of guys I remember I was thinking of tonight. There's a bunch of them, they wanted to gang up on me. And all of us about the same size. One-on-one, you couldn't whoop me. And I told them, I by myself, I said, I can't whoop all y'all. I said, but I'll fight each one-on-one. They couldn't whoop me. And I was the same size, same pound for pound. They couldn't whoop me. They just couldn't whoop me, Kevin.
I understand.
They don't let them whoop me.
Yeah.
I was bullied when I was like in the first or second grade. And my cousin made me go hit this boy. And I made him cry. I said, oh. And from then on, it was on like popcorn.
I understand.
People said that movie, you couldn't whoop me now.
Yeah.
You couldn't whoop me yet. I thought me in a couple years older than me. And I mean, I was a young man. I'm talking about 12 and 13 years old what I'm talking about now. Of course, I ain't talking about no old man. I'm talking when I was a young boy, a kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, first bringing Jump Street, but you cannot stop people.
But we can stop somebody. We can stop somebody. Yeah. We can stop somebody.
No. I said, you're talking apples and oranges.
Right.
If somebody wanted to do something.
Sure. Now I got that part.
God in heaven to something. He's not going to do it. They will do it to you, Captain.
Right. All right. I got you. I got you. Let me run. But I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying we can stop somebody. We may be able to stop one. We won't stop everybody, but we're able to stop somebody. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
The answer is shrouded in the Calhoun study. Also, Kent State, the fact that the brain does not really finish developing until you're about 27 years old, especially in males. And the last thing is dystopia. And the only way we're going to even get anywhere close to
controlling what's happening to human beings, Homo sapiens, or whatever you want to call them, is to get rid of the internet. That is the problem. You got people that spend 5 hours a day on their telephone. Good for days, call it. They don't have anything to do. Well, you know, I wake up every day, Kevin, and I can't find enough time in the day to things that I want to do. But I look around and everybody has got either a smartphone or not so smartphone or sitting in front of a computer. And like that little kid up there, he was a Boy Scout. The mayor was a Cub Scout leader or something. They're just evolving into this. And we need, the only way you're going to stop it, just like after Kent State, I mentioned that. Nixon turned the CIA, the NSA on American citizens, and they killed those kids up at Kent State. I was living in Ohio. My brother-in-law played football for Kent State that year, along with Nick Saban. But anyway, they did not want this to manifest and grow the protest. It was almost out of control. And you until recently, you hadn't seen any demonstrations as large as were going on during that time period. Get rid of the internet for at least 6 months and debrief all these people that are walking around out here that don't have a clue. That's the problem.
All righty then, got to take a break. We'll be back. It is 8:41 in the morning on this Tuesday morning. Seems like it's Monday already again, but and I did reach up, wait a minute, and find this thing I was telling this guy about. Let me see now. What does this say? This came out 12/20/2018. Police have no duty to protect you. Federal court affirms yet again. Following last February's shooting at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, some students claim local police government officials were at fault or failing to provide a protection for students. The students filed a suit naming 6 defendants, including the Broward School District and the Broward School Sheriff's Office, as well as the school deputy Scott Peterson and campus monitor Andrew Medina. On Monday, however, that year, through a federal judge ruled that the government agencies had no constitutional duty to protect students who were not in their custody. The largest decision adds to a growing body case establishment that government agencies, including police agencies, have no duty to provide protection for citizens in general. Neither the Constitution nor state law impose a general duty upon police officers or other governmental officials to protect individual persons from harm, even when they know the harm will occur, said Darian L. Hutchinson, professor at the Associate School of Law at University of Florida Law School. Police can watch someone attack you, refuse to intervene, and not violate the Constitution. The Supreme Court has repeatedly held that government has only a duty to protect people who are in custody. Okay. Now, I don't know how much simpler that could be. Courts have rejected the argument that students are in custody of school officials while they are on campus. I would agree with that. Mr. Hutchins said custody is narrowly confined to situations where a person loses his or her freedom to move freely and seek assistance on their own, such as prisons, jails, and mental institutions. So if you're in prison, if you're in jail, if you're in the custody of the police have a duty to protect you. Now, I don't know how many times I got to tell you what this guy just told me. And this is from the Mises Institute. We'll be back.
Sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver?
How many times did I tell you?
With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. And Allstate Better Protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Another day, another chance of scattered afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. Coverage once again will be around 50%, a little above normal for early July, but not everyone sees the wet weather. If you do, the rain can come down heavily and there can be some gusty wind and a lot of lightning as well. Highs around 94. For tonight, we dry out down into the mid-70s. and mid and upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with lower rain chances around 20 to 30%. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Sabry for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Hello, Montgomery. Right now, looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported that would send anyone on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Hello, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities to send you on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. If you need parts for your manufactured home, see Bruce Dean at Jayco Manufactured Homes on Wetumpka Highway. They've got a fully stocked parts store where they can help you order the right part. Jayco Manufactured Homes. Everything to make your home a home. Buckle up. It's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
You love your car, yes? But why are you not loving it with those tires that carry you and your family everywhere? Let Chico's Auto Pros show some love with our super savings on tires. Chico's Auto Pros.
Ron's Roofing knows that when a storm damages your roof, it's hard to know what to do next. Easy. Rely on the most trusted and recognized roofing name, Ron's Roofing. They'll help protect you from the next storm. Ron's Roofing understands that your roof is your home's first line of defense. That's why they work with all insurance companies to ensure that your home is protected from any unexpected storms. A job won't get the Ron's Roofing name on it unless it's done right. Visit ronsroofing.com or call 215-0070.
It's a fact. Guys hate going to the doctor. But when it comes to erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues, men from all over Montgomery have been thrilled seeing Dr. Alderson and the providers at Montgomery Men's Health. Men all the way up to 95 years old have started their sex drive and energy levels. Lots of men suffer with ED for years, but now they're able to enjoy sex again. Tom from Montgomery said, Montgomery Men's Health has changed my life. I have been able to be intimate with my wife for the first time in 5 years. She thought this problem was because of her, but the pills never worked for me. I had given up until I went to the clinic and realized there were more options for erectile dysfunction. Now I'm happy and my wife is happy. A visit for only $99, and that includes all testing, including a PSA and testosterone test. Give the guys at the clinic a call at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663 or 2. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
I tend to second guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it, so can you.
For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres.
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay. Now, no curmudgeon likes to make it seem like I'm the dumbest guy on the radio, but, you know, I can read. I mean, I can do many other things. And there's some question whether or not my reading is sufficient also sometimes. But I'm a big boy. I can take no criticism. But I don't know how much clearer say that the U.S. Supreme Court has made it clear that law enforcement agencies are not required to provide protection to citizens who are forced to pay the police for their services. In the cases DeShaney versus Winnebago and Town of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, the Supreme Court has ruled police agencies are not obligated to provide protections of citizens. In other words, police are well within their right to pick and choose when to intervene to protect the lives and property of others, even when a threat is apparent. So, now, what can I tell you? I mean, how much, now it goes on to say a consideration of these facts does not necessarily lead us to the conclusion that law enforcement agencies are somehow on the hook for every violent act committed by private citizens. Okay, so listen, find me something else, Mr. Curmudgeon, that pretty much does away with that. And again, like I said, the Supreme Court has ruled, and here you can look up the DeShaney versus Winnebago and Town of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, and those are the cases that they reference. So the police, now, even though they do it because they are moral people. Okay, most police officers do that job because they want to protect, but they do not have an obligation to. Okay, I'm just saying that. Yeah, even though the taxpayer that just got attacked is paying for their service, according to the United States Supreme Court and the Mises Institute. 860-1440. Good morning. Who's this? Okay. Well. Then you give me a concise. You give me a concise opinion. Let me say. Nobody can hear you with Mike now. Now, let me say this, and then I will give me a concise verbiage that says that the police have an obligation to protect you, and I'll listen to you. And how does that go against what I just said? They don't. Okay, I hear you. Again, I just read the thing about the two cases. They don't have an obligation to protect you. Okay, even for the people that pay them, according to the Mises Institute, and according to I don't know how much clearer it is. Now, they do because they want to, because they are moral people most of the time, and they're trying to do what they think is right. But obligation, no, they don't have that. So, which is why I don't understand why everybody's getting so mad at the police officer who didn't want to go in and get shot at the other day at that school with a guy with I guess with an automatic weapon. I mean, he didn't have an obligation, but most of us do it. There's only one group of people in America that have an obligation to go in harm's way, and yes, if it means lose their life, then that's part of the job, and that's the United States Army. That's the United States Armed Forces. Everybody else, I'm sorry, they don't have that obligation. A policeman does it because he cares about his job he does. A fireman does it because they care about their job. And the people that they're sworn to well, they say the word protect, but they're not. Okay? But there's only one group of people who by function and by their occupation are required to go in harm's way, even if it means giving their life, and that's soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. Other than that, nobody else is obligated. They may do it because they're good people, they're great people, but they're not obligated to do it. Anyway, but 860-1440, if anybody else thinks that I'm totally wrong, please give me a call. I get tired of having this guy. Hey, Huey Lewis of Huey Lewis in the News is 72 today. Eddie Falco, Nurse Jackie on The Sopranos is 59. Catherine Irby, Law and Order, Criminal Intent is 57. And Paul D from Jersey Shore is 42. Soccer player Megan, whatever hell his last name is 37. Okay? According to the poll, 36% of Americans believe in alien UFOs. Are you one of them? Okay. If they do exist, okay, they won't be coming to Earth, according to somebody. The cost to fill up their spaceships now has gotten a little bit out of control. Well, you might be right about that, but I think they don't deal with gasoline. Good morning. Who's this? Mm-hmm. A bunch of them.
Why?
Because first of all, it's on a public property, and the police have an they don't have, because they want to, but they don't have an obligation to protect you if something goes wrong.
So in other words, they get a call at the station saying they got a shooter on site at the school, and one of them got his head hostage down there.
Then I'm gonna get my weapon and I'm gonna go up there and handle my own business. Okay, that's what. No. I'm saying, I'm just telling you that the police don't have an obligation to protect you. Again, I don't know what I think that most policemen are good folks. They'll try to do their best to go in harm's way to protect you. They just don't have an obligation to do it. That's all I'm telling you. People gonna do because no, it isn't. Not to protect you individually. No. Okay. Well, that's what I.
If the incident goes on and somebody's life is being threatened,
they because they want, right, and they should show up. But I'm telling you, if you end up getting killed, they're not to blame.
That's not what we think.
Okay. Well, I gotta run, bro. Oh, well, y'all can read the same opinions I read. Are we good? Let me see. All right, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yeah.
People don't realize, and people that are calling you like that, they haven't read the school like most places. When you call the police in a school or whatever building, they have an obligation to protect the property.
Right, exactly.
Now, to protect you in the interim, that's a different. But they are not obligated to protect you as an individual.
Yeah, and that's all I've been saying the last few years. But people they don't hear what I'm saying. They just hear what they think they hear. Hey, time's up. Appreciate it. Time's up. But again, I'm just telling you that and I realize in Los Angeles and all the police cars got to protect them to serve, but that don't mean you. that means the building that you're in, the property that you're attached to, whatever the case may be. Because if that were the case, we wouldn't have any police departments because they'd be sued out of existence every time something happens. Well, my time is up. Been a great Tuesday. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow. You guys will be more motivated. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with something interesting to talk about. Okay. This is News Radio 1440 on your AM now. Oh, tomorrow, Wednesday. Anybody show up tomorrow? I think so. We'll be back.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Tuesday. A violent 4th of July weekend in the capital city. Since Saturday, there have been 8 shootings and a stabbing in Montgomery. On Sunday, there were 4 shootings, 2 of those fatal, and on Saturday, there were 3 shootings plus 1 stabbing. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is among the first in the country to use the Supreme Court's ruling on abortion for a different court case. Marshall has filed an appeal asking the court to lift the blocking of an Alabama law that bans medical treatments for transgender youth. If the block is removed, the law would make providing gender-affirming medical care a felony. A massive demolition in Tuscaloosa using 500 pounds of dynamite. Julia Tutwiler Hall at the University of Alabama came crashing down. The new Tutwiler Hall will also be an all-women dorm. It's set to open in August. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
Shannon, how can you let the people in Montgomery know about what Daddy does? You mean tell people he's a foot doctor? Yeah, a podiatrist. There's gotta be a way to spread the word about the surgeries he does and stuff. You mean like bunions and hammer toes? Yeah, and treating heel pain, burning in the feet, and corns. Like that time that lady had fungus in her toenails and they started looking better? I just want people to know that my dad, Dr. Brian Keeley, can be seen without a referral and he accepts most insurances. You should probably give them the phone number, 265-7585. Yeah, 265-7585. I just said that. Well, let's say it again. 265-7585. Maybe we should tell them our offices are in Montgomery and Greenville. You just did. Like us on Facebook at Greenville Foot Care. And remember, happy feet start here.
No representation is made as to the quality of podiatric services to be performed or as to the expertise of podiatrists performing such services.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Another day, another chance of scattered afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms. Coverage once again will be around 50%, a little above normal for early July, but not everyone sees the wet weather. If you do, the rain can come down heavily and there can be some gusty wind and a lot of lightning as well. Highs around 94. For tonight, we dry out down into the mid 70s and mid and upper 90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with lower rain chances around 20 to 30%.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
While on your way to work tomorrow morning, join Kevin Elkins at 6 for Decisions. News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Piece of rain. 100 people were rescued overnight from their cars or houses. 50,000 are under evacuation orders. Scott Mayman reports from Brisbane, Australia.
There's no let-up for Sydney locals after days of heavy rain. Water everywhere, stuff everywhere. Authorities at a loss.
The waters rise very rapidly.
More than 60,000 people evacuated from Sydney and surrounding areas in what's been described as the worst flooding event for the city in years.
This is the fourth flood emergency in Sydney in 16 months. A federal judge has ruled in favor of 3 U.S. drug distributors in a case accusing them of causing the opioid crisis in a West Virginia county.